What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be going over whether it would be smart to buy NIO before their earnings announcement on March 1st or after their earnings announcement. We're going to go over all of the pieces of news coming out about NIO over the last couple of weeks, and we're going to go over a lot of the recent price action that we have seen out of NIO. We're also going to take a look at the NIO options chain. We've got some crazy, unusual options activity that we definitely need to take a look at. So before we get into all of this information and I give you guys my opinion on if it would be smart to buy NIO before or after earnings, I am not a financial advisor. These are for educational purposes only, but if you enjoy the information that I provide for you in these videos, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So coming over to the chart of NIO, we can see that over the last couple of weeks, NIO has been on a massive downturn. It had a little bit of a bounce, but today LI Auto released their earnings, and NIO, LI, and XPeng all play as like a sympathy to each other. So if one stock moves in a certain direction, then the other two stocks tend to move in that direction as well. So LI Auto's earnings report is pushing NIO down today, but I think we are going to still see some bullishness for NIO long term. And after we go over all of the information in this video, you're going to see why I am very bullish on NIO for the long term, and the short term fluctuations don't matter as much in my opinion and serve as great buying opportunities for long term investors. If we come over and take a look at the options chain for NIO, there is a lot of unusual options activity for the March 19th expiration date. So NIO is going to be reporting their earnings on March 1st. So this expiration date covers their earnings announcement. Now, taking a look at the 55s, they have an open interest of about 24,000 contracts, meaning that there are about 24,000 contracts being held in people's brokerage accounts at the current time. Now, at the current time that I'm recording this video, it is about midday, and the volume is updated throughout the day, but the open interest stays the same. So we can see that about 2,000 contracts were bought and sold today so far on these $55 strikes. And coming down a little bit further, we can see that the $60 strike also has a very highly unusual open interest with about 45,000 contracts. And on this contract, about 2,600 of these contracts were traded today so far. So this means that a lot of options traders are very bullish on NIO going forward. Now, if you were to buy these $60 contracts, you would have to purchase them for about $200, $206 right here. So your break even would be $62.06 for these contracts. Now, if NIO were to go to 65, 70, or even 75 before earnings, these contracts would absolutely explode in value due to the massive increase that we are about to see in the implied volatility on NIO's option chain. NIO's earnings report on March 1st are going to be a very big deal, but we could also see NIO's February delivery numbers come out during that event as well. Now, there is something you need to keep in mind for these delivery numbers. When you compare the delivery numbers in February over the previous years, there is usually a decrease in the amount of cars sold in February. Now, the reason for this is that NIO's market is basically solely based in China at the current time. They do have plans to expand into Europe and the United States, which we will go over a little bit later in this video. But the reason why NIO witnesses a little bit of a decrease in delivery numbers in February, that's due to China having their Chinese New Year. Now, coming over here, we can see that the average estimate for the EPS for NIO for the coming quarter is going to be negative 0.07. So they are actually predicting a loss for NIO in their earnings. Now, the NIO CEO has come out and said that they think that they are going to be able to become profitable much sooner than Tesla. If they have a massive earnings beat coming up on March 1st and they have an EPS of 0.01, just barely breaking profitability, we could see NIO go absolutely crazy. But coming down a little bit further here, we can see their earnings history for the last couple of quarters, and we can see that NIO missed for this quarter, December 30th, 2019, but then they witnessed beats, a 10% beat for the quarter of 3/30/2020, and then we see them beat again, 35% beat, and then another 11.8% beat. So NIO has a good track record of beating earnings, which is another reason why I'm very bullish on NIO. So even though NIO has been having a very significant sell-off with the overall market, now it's due to a couple of reasons. One of them is the worldwide semiconductor chip shortage, and the overall market in the United States has been showing a lot of weakness. But NIO has been getting some great news over the past couple of weeks, which is why I think NIO in the long term is going to be a great investment going forward. We see over here that the chairman of oil giant Sinopec visits NIO battery swap station. This suggests that NIO might be partnering up with Sinopec to put their battery swapping stations at Sinopec's gas stations around China. Now, Sinopec realizes that the market for gas-powered vehicles is going to be shrinking, and the market for electric vehicles is going to be growing over the next couple of years, and they need to kind of switch and pivot their business model in order to maintain relevant in the current marketplace, and a partnership with NIO would do just that. If you've been watching my NIO updates for the past couple of weeks, we also saw that NIO posted a job posting on LinkedIn that listed the job responsibilities, including working with American companies and teams to develop American business strategies and formulation of an action plan to enter the U.S. market and pull through the cluster of resources in the headquarters. So we are seeing NIO trying to expand into a multitude of markets. We are also seeing them trying to get into the European markets. We can see while 2020 was an excellent year for many stocks, few received the acclaim electric car maker NIO did. In the last 9 months, NIO stocks soared from $5 to $60, with analysts betting on future upside. Many see the EV market as a bubble that could burst at a moment's notice. I disagree with this. When NIO keeps coming out with new technology, crushing delivery numbers, and plans for expansion, it is definitely not a bubble in my opinion. The valuations of NIO are basically mainly based on the technology and the future potential of NIO at the current time. So I do not see the EV bubble as a determining factor. But NIO stock has a lot going for it, fundamentally speaking, with plans to enter the US and European markets in the near future. NIO has also inked a deal with the Hefei government in China to build an industrial park in the region. We also saw the NIO facilities and the NIO home features, which are going to be very interesting going forward. The facility will house R&D and demonstration departments to support NIO's existing headquarters in the region. So that is going to be another factory that NIO is going to have producing its cars. In addition to local expansion, NIO has its sights set on entering the European market by the end of 2021. Its first destination is Oslo, Norway, where the company is in the process of building a team. Now, NIO is the first Chinese electric vehicle company to actually put out sound, concrete plans of European expansion. The only other electric vehicle company in China that has kind of come close to actually expanding into the European market is XPeng, and they have just been directly delivering vehicles to consumers in China with no known plans of actually setting up a distribution chain throughout the European countries, which makes NIO a really good pick for the long term, since they have a better chance of getting into these markets sooner and gaining a higher market share. In an interview that Cathie Wood provided, she said that NIO was also going to win the day in China. So NIO has had nothing but great news come out about it over the past month, and there has been nothing that would cause this overall massive drop in share price. So that is probably the biggest reason why I think that NIO is at a great point to buy this dip. Now, there are a couple of strategies that you can use in order to get NIO at lower prices. If you come back to the option chain, you can actually sell some cash secured puts. So if you want to buy NIO at $40, you would have to put up $4,000 of collateral, and you would collect about $213 in premium, and you are agreeing to buy 100 shares of NIO at the $40 price point. Now, coming back over here, we can see that NIO absolutely crushed their December, fourth quarter, and full year 2020 delivery update. So this is kind of already priced into NIO right now. We did see a massive sell-off, but investors already know that these numbers are out there, and a lot lot of analysts have been able to use these delivery numbers to calculate their projections for NIO's earnings. So NIO could beat in terms of revenue due to these numbers, but I think the company's guidance and future prospects are going to be the most important part of NIO's earnings announcement coming up on March 1st. We also saw NIO crush delivery numbers in January 2021, delivering 7,225 vehicles, increasing by 352% year over year. So coming back here, in general, I think NIO is going to be a great dip to buy. If you are a long-term investor for NIO, I think that these short-term dips don't really mean anything to you, especially if you were able to get into NIO early in 2020. Now, we did see LI Auto beat their earnings today, and they are still having a sell-off, so I will always say that there is always a possibility of a sell the news event, but since NIO has had such a significant rundown in share price over the past month, that NIO may be able to get a massive bump in share price after their earnings announcement, and then once they come out with their February delivery numbers, and we see what the analysts had projected for these numbers, and we look at the comparison of those two numbers, we could see NIO go even higher when those numbers come out. So that is going to be it for this update on NIO. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So I hope you guys are having a very profitable day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.